So Michael, obviously we know you're a big hockey fan. And I read that there was a Stargate SG-1 hockey team, and you'd compete against all these other Canadian production, Vancouver-based teams like Smallville team and Outer Limits team. Can you kind of, is that true? Can you describe that? Did you win? How'd you play? What happened there?
Yeah, it's because most of the crews in Canada also play hockey, so it's kind of easy to dredge up hockey teams in and around Vancouver for a little inter-show league. Which so that part is true. I think the league only lasted a couple of seasons. I think they were still trying to have rivalry games after that, but I only ended up playing for a couple of years in it. And it was just a lot of fun to get together with different people. We tried to get ringers in all the time, like, the son who used to play junior with one of the grips and kind of like throw a jersey on him, and so that we could really like hammer home. And I remember one game we were playing against Smallville, and Rosenbaum played, and he had someone someone had told him he had to, or was in his contract or something. He had on a full cage to cover his face, while the rest of us were wearing either visors or no mask or whatever. And they allowed me to. I don't know why. Maybe they just didn't care if my face got disrupted or not. And he ended up knocking down Amanda's husband, who played on our team at the time. He ended up knocking down, and he sort of stood over him like he was like, "Yeah, take that." And so I walked up to Rosenbaum, and I grabbed his face mask and kind of shook him back and forth like that. And he was like, "Oh, he hit me first. He hit me first." That was probably one of my all-time favorite moments. Smallville, to be absolutely honest, Smallville, they had a pretty rough team, so we had some pretty spirited rough games against them. I don't know why, but there was always fireworks whenever we played. But that was one of my favorite moments doing it.
Were you the Stargate enforcer? Is that what you were, Michael?
No, I listen. I only know one way to play, so I don't know what I was, but that was how I played. So yeah.
Thank God they didn't try and enlist the guest stars. Is all I can say. Crap.
Wow, Goon Patrol, Michael out there.
Yeah. Not a proud moment, but I'm okay with it now in hindsight.
Oh, that's funny. And yeah, so kind of going back as well. I guess, John, you don't like the kind of blood sports, right? You're a man of peace, is that right? A bit more.
Well, I organized a quarters team, the Star Trek quarters team. For any of you who've ever played quarters, you get a whole bunch of people together. You flip a quarter into the glass. If it goes in the glass, you point with your elbow to the person at the table who has to down the beer. Eventually, the last person standing wins the quarters game. I went to a small liberal arts college in Vermont. We didn't have sports teams, but I was the captain of the quarters team. My girlfriend, who was very good at flipping the quarters but could not handle her beer, we tried to get her to go first so she could knock out a lot of people. But I could, for bizarre reasons, drink a lot of beer, even though I could never get the fucking quarter into the glass. Yeah. Now you have the extent of my athletic achievements on the table in front of you.
I think that's you're the anchor.
Badminton.
Yeah. You're an enforcer of a different kind, a very necessary one in those kind of games.
I would be delighted to come and attend any one of these wonderful blood. I love other people's blood. I just am afraid of shedding my own.